bet you didn't know that August is National Make-A-Will Month. If you don't have one, now might be the time to get one together.
Yeah, now's the time, right? But before you do, don't make the same mistakes as some legendary stars. Financial advisor Brad Allen with Wealth Wisconsin here today with some ways that estate planning can go wrong. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
But you were saying people might be surprised, or maybe not, because people are like, I don't have one. How many people don't consider this, right?
Yeah, you know, we work in financial planning for retirees and putting retirement plans together and managing money in retirement. But we also, I mean, estate planning is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
Who do you want your assets to go to when you pass away? It's never a fun thing to think about, but it's so important because people make mistakes and all of a sudden the judge is making that decision for you. So we have an attorney that we send clients to that helps put wills and trusts and all that kind of stuff together. It's such an important process because there's a lot of mistakes that can be made.
Well, people hear estate and they think, you know, wealthy. You have to be wealthy, probably old, even to start thinking about a will. Neither one of those things is true.
Right. I mean, you could be young. You could, if you have kids, you should have some kind of will in place. Who do you want your kids to go to if something were to happen to you? You know, who's your financial power of attorney or for health care? All that stuff is very important. There's been a lot of celebrities in the past that have made some mistakes and some mistakes we can learn from as individuals.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. So some big names. Let's start with Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, so this one, Aretha Franklin had a will that she drew up herself, and they found it in a couch cushion in her house. So it wasn't a legal document. You want to make sure that you put your will or trust on a legal document that if it goes through the process of you know, a court or a judge, that it's going to be in place and whoever you have on there, it's going to happen. But if you just do it yourself and it's not a legal document, then it's not going to count.
Just writing out, I bequeath, blah, 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 like the old, that's not going to work out. What about Prince?
Yeah, Prince, I mean, if you pass away too young, you're never too young to have a will.
He was only, what, 57?
57, yeah.
Wow.
So he passed away, he didn't have a will, and then a lot of folks came out and they said they were there, his wife, his kids, you know, family members, that they were deserving of some of his assets. And his estate has still not gone through. Could be another 10 years before it goes through. So that probate process is such a long process. You just want to make sure you label specifically who you want things to go to, percentage-wise, how much, what assets go where. It's really important.
And then keep updating it, right?
Yeah, if you have that will or trust in place, update it on a regular basis. This is Heath Ledger had a will, and he had his parents and his sister as beneficiaries, but that was before his daughter was born. And after his daughter was born, he didn't update the will and then passed away.
So she got left out.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure you update not only a will or trust, but also 401ks, you know, IRAs, life insurance, bank statements, you know, those kind of things. Because if you have beneficiaries on a 401k, that supersedes a will. Right? So if you have a 401k and you say, I want 50% to go here and there, you have primary beneficiaries, contingent beneficiaries, that's how it's going to happen on that account. So make sure that you're updating those on a regular basis.
Even if your will says something else, the 401k beneficiary will override that. There you go.
So,
and the last one is to just make sure what you want is clearly defined.
Right. Yeah, so this is Audrey Hepburn. She had 2 sons. She split things 50-50, but she wasn't specific about what she wanted to go to who. So she had different houses, different cars, jewelry, money, and she didn't say, I want, you know, the cars to go here, or, you know, so be specific about who. If you have this old clock that was inherited for you, you know, you want it to go to a certain, you know, kid, make sure that you label that in the will or the trust.
And if it's uncomfortable for you to think about this, go under the, you're doing this for family, because you're saving headaches for them later.
Yeah, I mean, if it's uncomfortable for you to bring up, just imagine your kids or somebody like that trying to bring this up with you, and it's an uncomfortable process for everybody, but it is so important.
All right, and for the benefit of my mom, who may be watching online, does putting a Post-it note on the bottom of the items as to who it goes to
My grandma did that!
Does that count legally?
I don't think legally that'll count.
I don't think that counts. That's not going to work.
I have the same.
She is the same thing. Well, this figurine goes to Nadia.
And the date, this is from my, Thank you very much for being here. Good information, something to think about.
All right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.